Okay, Mr. McKinley, our Republican Party Chair, going to be swearing in our new city councilman.
All right, good. Good evening. I'm Nick McKinley. I'm the Grant County Republican Chair, and I'd like to invite Dr. Jeff Reyes up here. Oh, and his wife, too. I'm sorry. Here, come on up. So this past Saturday, the Grant County Republican Party held a caucus to replace the vacant seat that I once held. And Dr. Jeff Reyes was the winner of that caucus. And so it's my honor to swear him in right before the meeting today. So if you could just place your left hand on the Bible and right hand in the air and repeat after me. I, Dr. Jeff Reyes, do solemnly swear.
I, Dr. Jeff Reyes, do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of Indiana.
And the Constitution of the State of Indiana.
And that I will faithfully.
And I will faithfully.
Impartially.
Impartially.
And diligently discharge.
And diligently discharge.
The duties of the office.
The duties of the office.
Of Marion City Council at large.
Of Marion City Council at large.
According to law.
According to law.
And to the best of my ability.
And to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We'd like to invite the kids up here so they can get a photo before the meeting starts. We'll do one with just you guys and then I'll hop in.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let me hop in on one here. You guys stay where you're at. Okay. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Take your seat, Councilman.
Thank you.
Yeah, take your seat.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, I want to go ahead and officially call this meeting to order now. We're going to start tonight with our prayer. Dr. Keenan Davis, our COO of Marion, is going to do the prayer, and our Councilman Jim Brunner will lead us in a Pledge of Allegiance. So if you'd all stand, please.
Oh, dear God, we just thank you for another day that we can come before you with hearts full of gratitude and just say thank you. That we're able to say thank you for brand new mercies, for blessings that we don't deserve. Thank you for your protection of this county and this city. Thank you, God, for the ability, God, to still make sound decision, God. Lord, and that we are praying to you this afternoon or this evening because we expect for you to be here. We expect for you to be in the room. We expect for you to guide hearts, to guide minds, God, so that we make decisions considering all people. Thank you for the direction that we are going. And thank you, God, for preserving us in spite of everything that goes on around us. We just ask that you continue to be present in Grant County and in this city. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
I would like to lead everyone in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Keenan. Thank you, Jim. Okay, we take roll call, please.
Kane,
Aye.
Reyes,
Here.
Fordyce,
Here.
Brunner,
Here.
Klein,
Here.
Marshall,
Here.
Witten,
Here.
Devine. Here. Cowgill.
Here. Okay, at this time, we, on our recognition, our spotlight, we have Anthony Decker with us tonight. He is the owner of the Old Fitz Pub right across the bridge on Washington, across from the credit union. So Anthony, if you'd like to come on up here. He's gonna, yeah, right up here. He's gonna talk a little bit about his place, and then I'll say a few things.
All right. Do I have to do this? Lean over here? Well, this is interesting. Gosh, I don't know what to say. I'm just going to speak from my heart. Number one, I used to be psyched out and intimidated by official meetings like this, but having opened this pub, I think one of the things I want to acknowledge first is so many familiar faces in the room, friends that I've been able to make at the Old Fitz Pub. So many of you that I've got to know over the last couple months, and it's great to see you all. Really, really special. So thank you all that have been in one time or 10 times to support us. And I think that right there, the feeling that I'm having right now, being in City Hall, in front of city officials and people that care about our city, I think that's what makes an Irish pub special, is that it kind of, I've often said that any town, any city with an Irish pub, the community is brighter. There's something that an Irish pub does to a community that makes it more special. We're honored to be that Irish pub. We are a traditional, family-friendly Irish pub right here in the heart of Marion, Indiana. And gosh, I don't know. I don't know how much you want me to ramble about what we do or what we offer. But basically, we're here to hopefully make you all feel at home, to be a place that friends can gather in, to experience some fun flavor, some nice beers, some nice cocktails, whatever it be. We are family friendly. We're all ages. One of the favorite things that I'd like to share is that there has been a couple occasions, but one particular night that we had a family in town, and they had a child that was not big enough to even sit with the parent at the table. They were still in their carrier, their seat on the floor, and then we were also celebrating that night a 100th birthday party in the same room. So it was like the polar end of the spectrum. We had a baby that was sleeping in a carrier, not even big enough to be held at that time, and then we had a 100th birthday party, and that's just beautiful. That's what the pub is for. We hope to be a place for everyone. We offer traditional Irish fare. Gosh, I don't know. Geez, I don't know what to say.
Was the 100th birthday, was that Nick's birthday?
Oh, no, it wasn't Nick's. Not this year. That's next year, I think, right, Nick? But, yeah. But we're blessed to be able to be here in Marion. This place, I've been born here, raised here in Marion, Indiana. I left. I'll fully admit it. I had that anarchist side of me that was like, I'm going somewhere else, and I'm going to go see what else there is to see outside of Marion. But I call it the Marion tractor pull. It pulls you back in because there's something special about Marion, and it's undeniable now. I'm back. My family is here. We're raising our children here. The place that we decided to open our business in, I had used to go to Vogel's Donut Shop there with my great-grandfather Fitzgerald, and we would get donuts. And it's a special thing to be able to carry on the Irish customs and traditions in that building that he brought into our family. So if you see on our logo, it says 1914 on it. That was my great-grandfather William Fitzgerald. He was the firstborn in America of our Irish descent. And he was a proud Marion citizen. So here we are, opening an Irish pub in the heart of Marion, and we hope that you all feel the love inside the doors. Everyone's a little bit Irish in an Irish pub. We've got an exciting day ahead of us on Saturday, March 14th. Can I put a shameless plug in for that? So we are hosting what I'm calling, to my knowledge, Marion, Indiana's first St. Patrick's Day Festival. I've not known one since I've been here, since I've been born, since I've been around. And we're going to do it right. So it is next Saturday, the 14th. We're starting off with what we're calling the Green for Good 5K. And all proceeds from both sponsors and racers, we're giving back to the community. So we're using our pub as a platform to garnish some community support. It's all the proceeds are going to St. Martin's Community Center, the mission. And we have a lot of fun events throughout the rest of the day. So racer registration starts at 10, races at 11, and we've got at noon a artist coming from Chicago. He's playing St. Patrick's Irish music for us. We got a big tent coming to the parking lot. We've got face painting by Mona Black. Mona, sorry, I just met her. She's going to come down and do face painting for the kids or adults. We've got Ashley's ice cream cart coming to join us. We have the McGovern Children's Irish Step Dance class from Fort Wayne. They're coming down to perform for us at 1:30 in the big tent in the parking lot. We have the largest Irish flag ever flown in the state of Indiana, going to be flown over Washington Street in cooperation with the Marion Fire Department. They're bringing the big rig. I brought a 15-foot by 25-foot Irish flag. We're hanging that over Washington Street. And I'm going to say it now because he's saying it, but Mayor Morrell let the news out that we're working on trying to get this river to turn green. So we are last minute kind of trying to get the river green. So I've got some connections made, and if we can make this river green, we're going to do it. If we can't do it this year, you can sure enough expect it next year. He's in full support of it. And we're going to have a great day. The pub will be open the whole day, the whole evening. We got all kinds of fun. We've got 12 sponsors, 12 corporate sponsors last minute all came together to help sponsor the Green for Good 5K race. And that's amazing. We didn't even take a whole lot of time to try to garnish those, but it was amazing to see them come forward. So excess sponsor money, it's all being flushed to St. Martin's. Yeah, we're very happy and blessed to be here in Marion and bringing some new culture, some new traditions. My goal with this Irish pub, as maybe many of you may know in the room, I am also the president of Mississinawa 1812, so I love history. And it's my goal with this Irish pub that you all learn a little bit, not only about modern Irish culture, but the history of the Irish impact, the immigrants' impact on America through our Irish pub as well. So, gosh, I don't know, I can ramble about this all night. So, what do you got for me?
Yeah, I'll just say a few things too, because I've been there quite a few times. And I'm not going to say anything that I haven't already said to Anthony. I was like, man, that place, it doesn't look that big. You know, why is it taking a year and a half to remodel? Until you walk in.
2.5 years.
2.5 years, that's right. So wait till you walk in. The woodwork, the bar is just, it is the most amazing place. And I love it because there's no TVs in there. So you actually have to visit with the people you're with and everything. You're not just watching TV. The food, I'm not just saying this, I've not had a bad meal. The food is phenomenal. And they have a gentleman that comes in that as an Irish singer, and he plays and sings, and Anthony gets his drum out, he sings and plays right with him. You do a very good job. I'm telling you, I can't say enough about this place. It is the new hot spot in Marion. I really encourage everybody to go down there and get some Irish food and some Irish culture, and of course, you know, I'll always be there to support you too.
Thank you guys. Thank you all for having me.
Thank you.
It's great to speak to you all, and I hope you all feel the love in the Irish pub.
Any of the council members wanted any questions or anything?
I love the place.
Thank you. Thank you. We ask that you just share that with your friends, and we plan on being here for, my goal is that someday my kids may run this place. So
There you go.
Our goal is to be here for a very long time, and we appreciate your support.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, next on the agenda would be the consent agenda. I would entertain a motion.
Mr. President, I move that we pass the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Kane, a second one by Councilman Klein. Roll call, please.
Kane,
Aye.
Reyes,
Aye.
Fordice,
Aye.
Brunner,
Aye.
Klein,
Yes.
Marshall,
Aye.
Witten,
Yes.
Devine. Yes. Calgill.
Aye. Okay, next on the agenda would be the committee reports. Dr. Reyes, I'm sure you have a lot of your committee reports. Go ahead. No, I'm just messing with you. All right, anybody have any committee reports, though? Mr. Brown, go ahead.
We had over an hour long park and recreation meeting with Rose Candina with spring coming. And if she would please come up to the microphone real quick. I think she has some exciting news about the dog park, Wiggly Field, and all those kind of things. So I don't expect her to spend an hour, but I think it would be interesting if you'd let the people know what we did talk about yesterday. So it's all yours.
We talked about a lot of things. Do you have the agenda on you? Do you have the agenda, Jim? Yeah. So, I mean, dog park update, they've started moving ground again. We don't plan to open the dog park, though, until probably towards the end of summer because of the sod and everything that's going to be put down. We won't want dogs and people on it. It wouldn't be good for it. They have some concrete pads to do yet. We're working on getting the internet hooked up there for the entry, whether it be fobs or whatever they choose to do for the gate entry. So it's moving along. We did get our first federal draw from the LWCF. So that money's coming in now. That's been a whole entire process. Of course, the dog park's been about a 7 to 8 year process. COVID didn't help. So we're getting towards the end of it. We'll have one more draw and the dog park will be completed. Friendship Corner, the PIP surfacing that we needed to do because ADA requirements changed. There's 2 areas inside Friendship Corner. I know I emailed all of the county or the city council members at the end of last year with a drawing and the cost to get that finished. Jeffrey and I are currently working on a grant with AWS. So we have applied for a $50,000 grant. The project cost is about $85,000. So hopefully we're able to get that $50,000 grant that will cover the majority of the cost. And then we're also working on another, they call it Mighty Money grant through AWS. We're trying to purchase ADA compliant picnic tables to place in each one of our parks. We were able to purchase 6 last year, and we are in the midst of trying to get that grant again to purchase 6 more. And then the other thing is we're trying to renovate Shelter 5. It's the last restroom in Matter Park, well, basically any of our parks. That needs some work done. I do have a meeting with the mayor this coming Monday to kind of talk about those projects. And then Bucks Complex is coming along. We're just waiting on the striping for the new tennis courts, and then pickleball that got converted last year, or the old tennis courts that got converted to pickleball, they need striped. So they should do that this spring, and both of those projects will be completed. Any questions? Good.
Thank you, Rose, for
All right, thank
getting
you.
us updated on that. Any other committee reports?
The Board of Works met yesterday, and the main thing on the agenda was the awarding of the bid for the new fire pumper truck that will be stationed at Station 1. They received 4 bids. one from Sentinel for $999,000, and then one from HME that was for $791,000, McQueen for $1.041 million, and then Donnelly Safety, which was for $691,000. After they did the review, they found that the two or low bids did not have the exact specs they were looking for in a pump truck. They also did not have the demo in the period that they needed, I guess, for them to be able to use them and make sure that there was no issues and for the equipment to be exactly right. Is that right, Brian? That they usually do a certain time frame. And so they went ahead and awarded the bid to Sentinel. That truck is actually already built and in St. Louis and will be able to be delivered by the time Station 1 is complete. And it will have a 4-month demo period where all the equipment will be run and tested and worked through and made sure it's working the way they expect it to, so that it can be fully up to the way that it needs to be for the new station to be in service. And that was everything for that meeting. We have not had a Marion Utilities Board meeting. That is actually this Thursday. And then we will have, we'll talk about that later, about the ordinance. We're getting closer to having the discussion about where we need to go with those rates and what the two consultants have come together. I'm expecting to have a better report for that, and we'll probably have a committee meeting before the council meeting on the 17th. Okay.
What was the Sentinel bid? What was the one that they accepted?
It was $999,694.
And that's no equipment, that's strictly the pump, right?
I thought that had, I don't know the answer to that, to be honest, because I sounded like it had all the equipment, but you would know better than me if that were true.
It probably isn't, if I would
Okay.
guess, so.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Don't see any at this time. Okay, so we'll move on to unfinished business, additional appropriation 1/2026.
Second reading and public hearing. An ordinance appropriating $50,000 for the Marion Arts Commission. Speaking, City Controller Dana Galt.
Actually, Matt is going to come up, the executive director, and speak on where they're at and what he's done with this.
Good evening. Do I need to state my address? I'll do it. Cool. 1124 West Spencer Avenue, 46952. Just want to provide some updates from the last hearing a month ago. There are a couple of things that I mentioned. Just want to follow up on them. One, I had talked about a grant opportunity that I felt confident that the Marion Arts Commission would be awarded, and I am glad to say that I was accurate. Last year, I submitted an application for the Indiana Arts Commission's Creative Convergence. It is a 2-day training session down in Fishers, Indiana, and then there is a $5,000 follow-up grant opportunity. For these $5,000, we will be placemaking local art at the Central Bus Station. And this $5,000, all of it goes back into the community. It will go into the Bad Apple company to print and install the vinyl installation. It'll also pay a local artist for the design of the art, and then we'll also pay a local videographer to create a short story that could be used for a promotional tool for our public transit system. And then last time I had given updates in regard to the Arts and Cultural District designation that we are seeking through the Indiana Arts Commission. As I'd mentioned, they have not been accepting applications in the time that I've been director for these last 10.5 months, but I've been able to develop a relationship with the director of that program, Ann Johansson. Ann came and visited our city back in November to get an idea of what we have here in Marion, get to meet the people in our community. And she came and visited us last Thursday for the red carpet premiere of the Now Entering Marion documentary. And it was a pleasure to show her that in the span of 3 months, she was able to see the elevator shaft being built at the apartments down by the river, to tell her about the new businesses going into the Boston Hills Center, such as the Bookworm Orchard, which is going to have monthly poetry readings down in the basement of the first Wednesday of every month starting in April, as well as Art Alive with Alicia. And then, of course, after the event, took her to dinner over at, oh, he's already gone, the Old Fitz. And then a couple things. I mentioned, I believe, last month, working on a partnership for acquiring funding through the Indiana Arts Commission in a strategic way, where in the fall and spring of each year, they have an arts project support grant that awards $4,000. The Marion Arts Commission was awarded the fall cycle. That is what is funding the 18 concerts that are happening in downtown Marion this summer, but we are not eligible to apply for that spring cycle. We have to wait until the fall. However, instead of letting that money stay by the wayside, I had discussed, I believe last month, partnering with the Visitors Bureau to fill the void of the loss of a cinematic experience here in Marion. Thankfully, I had a curveball thrown Friday last week where I double-checked to see that in the eligibility requirements for that grant, Visitors Bureau has to be a 501c6, and then upon further investigation saw that the Grant County Visitors Bureau is a 501c4. So with a matter of 2 days until we can apply for that grant, I've been able to partner with Carry Services, where the goal was to apply for a grant where we will get the $4,000 to create 3 sessions with Arts Alive with Alicia, to take her services, give her the money for the preparations, as well as the materials, to go to Carry Services and to create 3 sessions with their creative arts artists. And we will also have funding for a videographer. Again, we want to keep sharing and telling these stories that are taking place here in our community and what art can do. And I just want to state that, again, being able to be strategic about these opportunities and to see that we have funding that is out there, and working with our partners here in the community, where the Marion Arts Commission does not have to be the one that acquires the funding. We will gladly work with people in our community to ensure that we are bringing that into the community. This Thursday, I believe I mentioned last month the NEA research grant that we're going for. And the area of focus that we are looking at is opioid use, treatment, recovery, and prevention. And I will be the first to admit that I am not an expert in that field, but we have a lot of them here in our community. So I'll be bringing in a research professor from Indiana Wesleyan University, as well as therapists that specialize in substance use disorder and arts-based related therapy, bringing in recovery residents, leaders, as well as getting feedback from the members of our Grant County Drug Court. This is an award that can have national significance for our community, and it awards between $20,000 to $100,000. There is another grant I'm working on this month. I will admit that there's a lot going on this month in regards to grants. Dr. Reyes, I emailed you today about the other ones we're working on. This one is for $35,000, and what I envision, and it's been discussed with my board president, Don Conwell, the southeastern part of downtown Marion has a lot of opportunity, and right now I feel it's being overlooked. And what I want to do is, there's an empty car lot that I believe the city owns. In my discussion with Mayor Morrell, and his words were, do whatever you want with it, just make something happen. And so trying to curate something where we can get that funding to bring some kind of art installation and draw attention there, where people will be more aware of Parker's Seafood Restaurant over there, as well as the revitalization efforts that the SOS Marion nonprofit organization is doing with the housing along Branson Street. And then it was either pure luck or intuition. I sent an email last month to Councilman Calgill and Councilman Fordyce following up the first hearing for this. And in that, I had mentioned Councilman Fordyce how I believed he bestowed the qualities of honor, courage, and commitment. And then to my surprise, learned that much like myself, he is also Marine. So I had the privilege of meeting with Councilman Fordyce last month to get a better understanding of his perspective, of his role in his community. And I just wanted to share with you and the rest of council the fundraising efforts that we are preparing for this year. Tomorrow morning, I will be presenting at the Greater Grant County Gather and Grow Breakfast. This is an opportunity for the Marion Arts Commission to make ourselves aware to local business leaders who don't know of us yet, as well as let them know that the momentum that we are seeing here in our community, if they want to partner with the Marion Arts Commission, provide them examples of what we're doing, they can be leaders in our community with us. We have a fundraising effort scheduled for Mother's Day weekend, again, focusing on downtown, where we will create an experience that will bring people to our downtown businesses to both support them and make them aware of the businesses that are going down here. Like I mentioned, Boston Hill Center, it's popping. Like I just went over and checked out the skateboard shop there, and to my knowledge, even though KB Computers has moved out, I believe they've already got that space filled in and that place is fully occupied. I'm still working on the branding and the Friday concerts this summer. Yes, we want the concerts to be the draw, but really we want downtown Marion to be that space outside of people's homes and their work. We want downtown Marion to be the third space that people choose. And at the concert series, we'll be having a booth set up to let people know that the Marion Arts Commission was able to acquire the funding for these concerts, and then we want to keep this sustainable. We want to keep this to be not just a one-time event this summer, but we want this to be the norm here in Marion. And so requesting fundraising at these events. We are in the preparations for this year's Met Gala, our largest fundraiser that typically the last 2 years has brought in over $25,000 each event. And then we're also developing a program to roll out this summer that would be a subscription-based program. That is a way for us to maintain monthly passive revenue. And lastly, I just want to say it's been a privilege these last 10.5 months to be in this role. You know, a year ago, maybe if I was here, I wouldn't know, I would only know maybe a handful of you. And here I am, and I feel like I know pretty much half the people in this room. This role has allowed me to better know this community, to better know myself, to be able to create opportunities such as for Carey Services, getting to know Jim Albaugh and everything they do at Carey Services. It's a privilege to be able to continue working and, like Jim says, turning abilities into opportunities. And lastly, if you weren't able to attend this past Thursday's Red Carpet premiere, I encourage you this Thursday evening at 8 p.m. on PBS, please tune in for the Now Entering Marion documentary. It paints a beautiful picture of the good things that are happening in our city, as well as gives you a lot of history that I wasn't aware of our city. And I am glad that we were able to have a segment that highlights the arts here in our city.
Got a lot going on.
It's
Appreciate that.
it's good.
Any council members have any questions, comments, anything for Matt? Go ahead, Mr. Fortes.
Yeah, I did have a great meeting with Matt, and we walked downtown and looked at a lot of sites down there. I got to see his record shop, and we had some very good conversations. I appreciate his direction and his passion and his enthusiasm for our community and what you do for our community. I still feel that my opinion hasn't changed, and you know that. We discussed that in length. I feel that any organization like that needs good people, and they need volunteers, and I offered my help anytime you need it. I'm more than willing. I just believe that you should be self-sufficient as a nonprofit organization, and I feel that the city of Marion and this government legislative body, we have other uses for that money as far as I'm concerned. But I dearly appreciate your organization, and I'll support it any way I can other than that. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, Matt, if you want to sit down, this is a second reading public hearing, and I'll now open this up for anybody in the public that would like to speak for or against this. And if you come up, you'll state your name, your address, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Hello, I am Tashima Davis, and my address is 3410 Wildwood Drive, Marion, Indiana, 46952. I am in support of what Matt is doing and the Marion Arts Commission. I have received monetary things from a grant from the Marion Arts Commission, and I am currently displaying a body of work at the Community Arts Center. I have been supported from both the Marion Arts Commission, Marion Design Co. and also the Kennedy Arts Center on numerous levels. And I don't think that I would have been able to do as much as I've done without that support. I think that they are doing a wonderful job personally because it gives me as an artist an opportunity to display my stuff. It also gives me an opportunity to constantly dig my roots deeper in this community. As an artist, I feel like we need more opportunities like what is being provided at the Marion Arts Commission for artists who just don't have that extra oomph, whether that is money, a space, or the motivation to do what they should do, and that's create art here in our community. We have a lot of artists here, and things like the Marion Arts Commission, with the grants that they offer artists, will bring those people out of hiding and also turn those funds back into the city after they are selling and making art for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi there, my name is Misty Fox, address 1609 East Low Road, and that's Marion 46952. So as I just said, my name is Misty Fox. As some of you might know, I work at the Kennedy Arts Center. I'm also an artist myself, like Tashima. As you might guess, I'm in favor of continuing to fund the arts here in Marion, but I'm not doing this just out of bias. I believe the arts are as important to human beings as breathing, and that it comes as natural to us too. We don't always think about it consciously, but it's something that, when we are surrounded by it, makes life more enriching, interesting, and vibrant. It saddens me that the arts are often the first thing cut when budgets are adjusted. Art is not a bonus, it is as necessary as any other subject. We had a man step into the gallery just last week, and he said something that stuck with me. When schools take away art and music classes to make room for STEM, they actually see overall test scores and student success drop. He compared this to exercising only one part of your body and wondering why you don't feel healthy. Even beyond school, and perhaps even more importantly in communities and cities, we need things like business and infrastructure, of course, but we need art too. We frequently have people step into the Art Center and proclaim that they've never been in before, and they're so glad and surprised that we have something like this in Marion. They see this one space in our city and immediately feel that Marion has been elevated. And I'm sure they'd be encouraged to see art added in any other form too. Forms that I can see beginning to crop up with the works of the Marion Arts Commission through live music, murals, public sculptures, local events downtown, and more. Because of that, I hope you'll continue to see the value of this organization. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Moon.
Charles Moon, 703 East Swayze Street. If they want to have an arts commission, I have no problem with that. But I think until the police department is paid a sufficient salary and taken care of, we shouldn't be spending city money on a outside nonprofit organizations. And there's just several things that we need. And there's all kinds of organizations. If you start this, you could have churches coming in and asking for money. It's nonprofit, all right? So I think you need to nip it in the bud. I think that the funds for the city ought to be used for the city and not for independent organizations.
Anybody else? I'm waiting.
Hello. You've all known me as being an advocate of the arts. I just want to remind us of the simplicity of the ability.
Can we get your name and address?
Oh, I'm sorry. Wendy Puffer, 5215 North Pecanga, Marion, Indiana, 46952. I apologize. That art is a talking point that allows us to promote our city. Art is a noun and a verb. It's an expression and an application. I was just at the Y this weekend doing my few times of workout. And on my way out, I ran into a guy, and I happened to have my car door open, and I had the radio on, so he was asking me what radio station I was listening to. And he had just moved back to Marion. And I had the opportunity at that moment, because he was just like he'd grown up here and was coming back, to tell him about what was happening here in the arts. And he wasn't asking me at all about creativity, art, anything that had to do with that. But art becomes an ambassador on our behalf. And so when I think of how much time Matt has spent outside of the city to talk to the state and those outside of our county about what's happening in the city, it's all been around the narrative of art. So art creates that verb that keeps moving, but it also creates that noun, that application that we get to enhance and enjoy as we live around it. So thank you for your consideration. It means a lot.
Thank you, Wendy. Anybody else? Going once, twice? Okay, all right, I will close the portion of the public hearing at this time. Is there any more discussion from the council? Yes, Mr. Klein, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. You know, we give incentives to businesses to give them life and to help them help the community. And this may not be an abatement, but it still is an incentive to an organization that promotes the community and helps bring some life to the community. And I gotta add, however, that I hope this is the last time we're asked to do this for the Arts Commission, that it does truly become self-sufficient, as you're obviously working on, so more power to you. But, you know, this time I can see going with the incentive.
Thank you, Councilman Klein. Yeah, go ahead, Councilman.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to speak, Mr. President. I am in agreement with passing this ordinance. We made a commitment 1 year ago that we would fund the arts commissions for 2 to 3 years, and this is the second year. So hopefully they will be self-sufficient come the third year, and they won't be back, and they'll be able to fund themselves from here on out. But this is an ordinance that gives a great positive influence towards downtown, and when we trying to create this arts district, which will be a big boon to the city of Marion, along with the new restaurants and people moving downtown. It's all a part that all works together. So I am certainly in agreement that we need to pass this $50,000 to the Marion Arts Commission, and I would urge other council members to vote in favor. Thank you.
Go ahead. Yeah, this is your opportunity. First one, go ahead, Doc.
First, I do want to, say that Matt has worked hard on a lot of these things. Obviously, being my first meeting here, one of my questions, I know you talked about sustainability. I don't know if he can come back up to the podium and talk, but my question is, hearing other council members talk, we've had a commitment to you or to the Marion Arts Commission for a couple of years, it sounds like. Do you have an actual plan of what you plan to do with this $50,000? Because again, somebody mentioned a bunch of different things and there was really no direction that was talked about. There's been direction about, what you've talked about other things, and this, how are you going to sustain yourself going forward so we can all have a clear conscience about what that looks like going forward? So if it does come up again next year, we're educated on that.
Yeah. So the $50,000 that we're requesting, $15,000 of that will go towards grants that we give out to local artists. We have 6 cycles each year that award up to $1,000, and then the remaining funds go towards curating exhibits at the Kennedy Arts Center. And then the remaining $35,000 goes towards the salary of the director. I believe it was last week, I sent the budgets from 2024, 2025, as well as the proposed budget for this year on how we would be sustainable, to be able to maintain the current salary that I have and to be able to still curate those grants and exhibit at the Kennedy Arts Center. We would have to sustain annual fundraising of $75,000.
And do you have a plan to get to that $75,000? Because based on some of these things, the Met Gala was your biggest one at 25,000. You know, that's a third of the way. What does the rest of that look like?
So the other things that I talked about, I don't know how much it's going to bring in. That's where the preparations and the execution is critical for us to find out what's going to work and what's not. Some of the other things that we've discussed is having exhibits at the Kennedy Arts Center that, and this is in discussion with Chris Kennedy as well, where commissions from the sales, portion of those proceeds would go to the Marion Arts Commission. And then I don't want to talk about it because I don't want anyone else to go for it, but I do know next year that the Indiana Arts Commission has a is it biannual? Every 2 years, they have a funding opportunity for $20,000, and that's for operational costs. So that's not, I'm not taking that into accountability, but knowing that those opportunities are out there lets me know that there are other opportunities as well that I can find.
Well, definitely, I mean, based on the things that you've discussed up to this point, and I know how hard you work, obviously, we've worked together on some other things, but you work hard on it. I just want to make sure we have a path to success here where you are sustainable, like what the rest of the council is talking about, you know, so we understand what that looks like.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Matt. Anybody else? Go ahead, Ms. Rhodes.
I just have one other comment to make is that last year wasn't the only time that we funded the Marion Arts Commission. I was on the Marion Arts Commission board in 2020 when Bobby Pittman was the president of the board. So, and we funded them then, and we funded them ever since during Almball and starting with Mayor Morrell. And I'm just saying that, you know, at some point in time, they have to become self-sufficient. And our situation has changed since last year with Senate Bill 1. And that is something that every councilman needs to take into mind, because we have other departments that are coming to us and are going to come to us for additional funds. And we're going to need those additional funds. And we don't know the complete total impact of the Senate Bill 1 until 2027, the budget for 2028. But you're going to need these funds. And I'm telling you, if you keep giving money away from the general fund and don't keep it in the city funds to fund the departments, we're going to get back to the same situation we were with Seabolt. We're going to be borrowing money because we're out of money. So I just want you to keep that in mind. This isn't the first year that we funded Marion Arts Commission. And secondly on that, this second year that they came back was supposed to be a stair-stepped. I do remember that for a fact. I thought it was a one-time shot, but it was brought to my attention that it was supposed to come back for 3 years, but it was supposed to be stair-stepped down. It wasn't $50,000 every year. So that's one reason that I'm against it, is because of Senate Bill 1, and the second reason is because I feel that they need to be self-sustainable. Self-sustainability in a nonprofit with fundraisers is a must. So just take that into consideration. Thank you.
And just for clarification, I agree with you, Mr. Fordyce. With Senate Bill 1, we have to watch what we're doing. But they did kick Senate Bill back to 29 instead of 27, just for everybody's knowledge on that too. Because of, there's been so much pushback on, it's just not fair. It's killing cities and counties. And so whether they did that to revisit it, you know, I would hope that's what they're doing it for. But anyway, just for that. I agree with Mr. Klein and Mr. Kane. I'm in favor of this tonight. Hopefully that by next year you will be self-sustained. I see from last year to this year how much harder you've worked, Matt, and the things that you've done and accomplished. I believe in the Arts Commission. You know, Wendy's always done a great job with it and everything. And we'll see. Hopefully next year you'll be self-sustained at that point. But I also agreed on that commitment, and I'm not going to go back on what I agreed to, my commitment on it. So I'm in favor of it this year to push forward with it as well. Okay, at this time, if there's no more discussion, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. President, I move that we suspend the rules on additional appropriation number 1, 2026.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion to suspend the rules from Councilman Kane and a second from Councilwoman Devine, Vice President Councilwoman Devine. Roll call, please.
Kane,
Aye.
Reyes,
Aye.
Fordice,
No.
Brunner,
Aye.
Klein,
Yes.
Marshall,
Aye.
Witten,
Yes.
Devine,
Yes.
Cowgill.
Aye. I'll now entertain a motion to pass general ordinance.
Mr. President, I move that we pass additional appropriation number 1, 2026.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Kane and a second by Councilman Klein. Roll call, please.
Kane,
Aye.
Reyes,
Aye.
Fordice,
No.
Brunner,
Aye.
Klein,
Yes.
Marshall,
Aye.
Witten,
Yes.
Devine,
Yes.
Cowgill.
Aye. Motion is passed. All right, next on the agenda would be General Ordinance 1, 2026, amending the monthly water usage rates.
So, well, second reading and public hearing, but a motion will be made to move to the March 17th Common Council meeting. An ordinance amending the monthly water user rates and charges for the city of Marion, Indiana.
Yeah, I'll speak on that. I try to speak to most of you. The reason being on this is Baker Tilly and Crow has still not got, they needed another week to get what they say is the final number, the final percentage that will allow the utilities to be able to operate and start building their capital gains back up and everything. So because of that, they said they might have it by yesterday or today. So I said, well, I'm not giving it to the council and say, here it is, vote on it in 15 minutes. I don't believe in that. So that's why I'm asking that I get a motion to put this to the 17th, because then I can get it to all the council members, hopefully by the end of this week, and you guys will have plenty of time to look it over, ask questions, digest it, and understand it better. So then on the 17th, we can deal with it at that time.
So your motion then would be, if I were to make a motion, it would be simply to move this to the 17th meeting.
To suspend the rules tonight and move it to the 17th,
All right.
yes, sir.
Then, yes, that's my motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Jimmy. Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Klein and a second by Councilman Brunner. Roll call, please.
Clarification,
Yes, sir.
it stays on second reading and public hearing.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
It's as it is now, but just go to the 17th. Yeah. Okay, roll call, please.
Kane,
Aye.
Reyes,
Aye.
Fordice,
Aye.
Brunner,
Aye.
Klein,
Yes.
Marshall,
Aye.
Witten,
Yes.
Devine,
Yes.
Cowgill.
Aye. Thank you, guys. Okay, General Ordinance 2, 2026.
An ordinance amending council rules, second reading and public hearing. An ordinance amending the rules for the common council. Speaking, Council President Brian Cowgill.
This is the one that we passed before. The two rule changes is that we have the deadline is the Tuesday prior to the next meeting, that it gets into Aisha by 2 o'clock instead of, it used to be 4, but now we're changing it to 2. So she has sufficient time. So if somebody comes in at the last minute, she has time to get it prepared and get it done, because somebody always comes in at the last minute. So that helps her with that. And the other rule change is that the mayor vetoes any of our decisions, then we have a time frame that we have to either override or uphold the veto. So we're just now changing it so that it automatically goes on the next council meeting scheduled, so that way it takes care of the time frame. We don't have to worry about. So that's the two rule changes, and that's what that is for. Any discussion on that? Okay, this is a second reading, public hearing, so I will open up this to the public. If anybody would like to speak for or against it, come on up, say your name, address, and you'll have 3 minutes. Anybody? Okay, I don't see anybody coming up. I'm going to go ahead and close the public portion of this. I will entertain a motion at this time.
Mr. President, I move that we suspend the rules on General Ordinance Number 2, 2026.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Kane to suspend the rules and a second by Councilman Brunner. Roll call.
Kane,
Aye.
Reyes,
Aye.
Fordice,
Aye.
Brunner,
Aye.
Klein,
Yes.
Marshall,
Aye.
Witten,
Yes.
Devine,
Yes.
Cowgill.
Aye. I will now entertain a motion to pass general ordinance.
Mr. President, I move that we pass General Ordinance Number 2, 2026.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Kane, second by Councilman Brunner. Go ahead.
Kane,
Aye.
Reyes,
Aye.
Fordice,
Aye.
Brunner,
Aye.
Klein,
Yes.
Marshall,
Aye.
Witten,
Yes.
Devine,
Yes.
Cowgill.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay, the other thing is we have, okay. We was going to have the Grant County Visitors Bureau where we was going to post or give a position to that. But our council, Mr. Harker, had found out and read that the city council, we don't have an appointment. The mayor has got 4, the commissioners have 4, and then the county council has 1, not the city council. So that makes it real easy for us tonight. We don't have to vote, so.
Can we send the mayor a recommendation?
Actually, is what I did. I didn't send a recommendation, but we did forward, Aisha forwarded all the resumes to him so he can make his appointment based off of, the resumes. And she contacted everybody today. And Aisha, I really appreciate all the work you've put in on this in the last couple months, kind of for nothing, but, sorry about that. But I do appreciate everything you did. And so they're all aware, and they know that they'll be notified by somebody from the mayor's office for their appointment for that, or whoever he's going to decide to put on. Any questions or? Okay, we don't have any new business. The one announcement I do have is, I guess some people was confused when we talked about Gateway, when we have an additional appropriation, that it gets advertised through Gateway. But the agendas, for people to find out what's on the agenda and everything, nothing's changing. We're still using the Marion Chronicle. We're still using the News Herald. The Controller's Office added Gateway, Linda, I hope I'm saying this right, that they advertise the additional appropriations through Gateway as well. So it's just kind of an added thing that the controllers put in there. So just to clarify that for everybody. Yes, Aisha.
We don't use the News Herald. The council does not use the News Herald. We use the Chronicle.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Like I said, we don't use the News Herald anymore. We just use the Chronicle now, I guess. Thank you, Aisha, for telling me that. So, so we only have to use the one then? Okay. All right. Anybody else have any announcements?
For the additional appropriations, we didn't implement that. The State Road Council, DLGF, implemented that that we only have to advertise on the Gateway side. So we don't have to advertise additional appropriations in the newspaper anymore. We only have to do it on Gateway. So if anybody want to know any additional appropriations or anything regarding the budget, you just have to go to the Gateway site.
Okay. Obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about at all tonight. So, DGLF then put it to where they have the controller's office on additional appropriations has to put it through Gateway. And now I did have some people ask me, how do you get on that to look at that? If you go to Marion's website, City of Marion's website, and then you can get on Gateway through that and find the way to. Okay, Linda, come on up to the mic. Yeah, come on up to the mic. Okay, we're going to use Gateway, Indiana, and take you straight there now. Okay. Daggone. Anybody else have any announcements? I want to get out of here. Nope, I'll take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a motion by Councilman Klein and a second by Councilman Kane. Roll call.
Aye.
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 Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.